You can feel the place where the femur bone inserts into the hip socket. We're going to be just working that general area. The position we're trying to improve is this, our squat, paleo squat. You can always test it out. In yoga it shows up also as these Nueromuscular type positions, and then things like the leg behind the head, or really any hip pose. Okay, you're going to work generally into this hip joint here. As you lie down, you'll take the Lacrosse ball and put it into the outer hip. I'm just going to lean my body into it a little bit, working on keeping my midline engaged. And then I'm going to bring that knee in. So I'm essentially doing the squat type position, if you can imagine. I'm going to start to work into that area, just letting the gravity of the body drop down into it. I'm just hunting for my sweet spots, and there are many of them in there. Now once I get into my sweet spot, I'm just going to come in and out of movement. I'll extend the leg, and then that really sweetens it. And then on the exhale, I'll bring it back. And I'm just going to work in and out. Inhaling and exhale. Just working in and out of that peak tension. Whoa, that is a really sweet one in there. And I'm just going to give it a break. So that would be pretty much it. You can always come off the tissue, reconfigure, readjust. You might want to hunt for some different territory in there. And I would start to improvise with movement as well. If I'm thinking about what it might take to get the leg behind the head, I would probably want to start doing something that resembles that type of positioning. And if you're anything like me, you usually begin by putting your foot in your mouth. So I'm just gradually moving toward that position, and I'm always oscillating in and out of peak tension. I don't want to stay in the peak tension too long that my body freaks out. I want to just go into the peak, or find that sweet spot, and then come out. And then once you get into your freestyle movement here, you're probably going to feel that by extending the leg like yay, or you can get really into those pockets of joy. And you'll just breathe and relax into it. You want to spend a couple of minutes just working into those areas. Well, at a point you might feel that you just want to melt into it. You don't even have to move anymore. So, as they say, letting go and letting God, letting gravity at least. So, if you ever need to increase the gravity, you can always push down with the weight of your own arms, or use a sandbag, or you can get a person to help push down, an assisted hip stretch. So I'm going to test afterwards if I've improved my range of motion at all in that hip flexion position. So let's check that out. Come up, and then I'll start with my paleo squat position. So a little easier, and then I'll try my Nueromuscular, the Hindu pistol, as it were. So that feels like I'm able to get into that hip pocket a little bit better here as well. So that feels good. And then if I'm testing leg behind the head here, bringing that hip back. And then, what did I say? That first move is putting the foot in the mouth. So the old foot in the mouth pose, and then you can work toward an iPhone pose, and then you can start to guide foot, behind the head. So spending some time with the lacrosse ball right into the hip joint can make a big difference in your hip movement mobilization. Start with a softer ball if you want. The tennis balls are okay, but lacrosse ball is really nice. It's heavy. It's got a really good density, and you can really get into those sticky spots.